Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human Podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. Hello everyone, it's April 12th. How are you doing today? This reflection is titled Origins of Hyperion. It was inspired by a quote from Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. Rilke was an Austrian poet and is regarded as a highly significant writer in the German language. He was born in 1875 and died in 1926 at the age of 51. In his work, he often explores themes such as spirituality, love, loneliness, life, and death, and there's a sort of existential depth to his work as well. Letters to a Young Poet was my first exposure to him, and it's funny because it's not poetry, but this book is a collection of letters from Rilke to a young 19-year-old cadet named Franz Xaver Kappus, in which Rilke offers advice to look inward and embrace solitude, to live in questions, as we'll see in today's quote, and he offers thoughts and meditations on art, love, and existence. Kappus was seeking advice on the quality of his own poetry, and he was trying to decide between a literary career or a career as an officer in the Austro-Hungarian army. Kappus later compiled the letters 3 years after Rilke died from leukemia. This is a wonderful book, definitely worth reading, and here is today's quote from it. If you hold to nature, to the simplicity that is in her, to the small detail that scarcely one man sees, which can so unexpectedly grow into something great and boundless, if you have this love for insignificant things and seek, simply as one who serves, to win the confidence of what seems to be poor, then everything will become easier for you, more coherent and somehow more conciliatory, not perhaps in the understanding, which lags wondering behind, but in your innermost consciousness, wakefulness, and knowing. You are so young, you have not even begun, and I would like to beg you, dear sir, as well as I can, to have patience with everything that is unsolved in your heart, and to try to cherish the questions themselves, like closed rooms, and like books written in a very strange tongue. Do not search now for the answers which cannot be given you because you could not live them. It is a matter of living everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, one day live right into the answer. And there ends the quote. And you can see in Rilke's prose, there's even a beautiful, flowing, poetic quality about it. Okay, here's my reflection. When lost in life, we often look for road signs, beacons atop a lighthouse, or the North Star to show us the way and guide us home. And the truth is, we just don't look for these things. We expect them to be posted before our very eyes, to rise out of the ground and blink their characteristic, or to flare up into existence out of the abyss of nothing. We seek these things out, expecting they will guide us to the answers of our questions of life, death, love, and meaning, and everything in between. But they cannot answer us because they are not there. What is there is the time we have to live in our season of questioning. Often when seeking those answers, we haven't even listened to the entire question. We hear the tone of uncertainty and run, seeking shelter in the caves of the resolved. And this can only lead us further astray, off the path of truth and further along onto the path of doubtfulness. There is no one grand answer, just as nature can show us that the great and boundless redwood Hyperion did not emerge from the ground one day to become a 380-foot giant, Rather, it began life as a small and flat seed, about the same size as a tomato seed, and around 800 years ago, and needed water, soil, minerals, and sun, and most of all, time, to find its answers and place in the world. Look to nature, to the drops of rain on the petals of a tulip, and the soft bits of moss on a stone in the shade of a trail. The bees working through the day toward a communal goal. And then look to the small moments with those you love. Holding your partner's hand, making your child laugh, sitting by the warmth of a fire in the winter with friends. You may not see it, but over time, and with love and care, as with the redwood, these moments will stack one upon another, and one day live right into the answer you seek. And there ends today's reflection. So as I was recording that, it made me think of the reflection from January 26th, which is titled Questions, Answers, and Non-Answers. And that one was inspired by a quote from Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God. That one went like this: there are years that ask questions and years that answer. And I love seeing the overlap there between Hurston and Rilke. It's so important to remember to live with the questions and to know that there's a time for questions and answers. We can't always get answers right away. No matter how much we would like to or feel entitled to, that's just not how life works. And if you can embrace living with the questions and waiting for your season of answers, I think things would probably be a little bit easier. But easier said than done, and it's worth reminding yourself. It's something that I have to continually remind myself of. And if there wasn't a time for questions, how boring would life be if you just knew right away what the answer was to everything? I don't think we would like it as much as we think we might. And speaking of questions, I have a reflection question for you. So, in your journal, on your napkin, or in your head, or in the comments on the YouTube channel or on the Instagram page, only if you feel like sharing some thoughts there, consider the following. Am I rushing my answers in life? Am I hearing the questions through or leaving them half unspoken? How can I better hold to the simplicity in nature? All right, and that's it for the 12th of April. Today, I'm not going to hope that you find your answers, but rather that you find peace and contentment living in your questions. For a little while, at least. I'll be back tomorrow, April 13th, with another reflection. Have a good one, and take care.